Ladies and gentlemen, Cowboys Nation, buckle up because we are diving headfirst into the most explosive, jaw-dropping, heart-pounding NFL rumor to hit the airwaves in years. The Dallas Cowboys, America's team, are at the center of a seismic story that could reshape the franchise, the NFC, and the entire league for the 2025 season and beyond. Hold onto your hats, because the NFL rumor mill just dropped a nuclear bomb. Christian McCaffrey, the San Francisco 49ers All-Pro running back, offensive juggernaut, and one of the most dynamic players in football, is being linked to a potential blockbuster trade to the Dallas Cowboys. Yes, you heard that right. Christian McCaffrey in a Cowboys uniform might not just be a pipe dream anymore. And, as if that wasn't enough to send shockwaves through the football world, the Cowboys are also making headlines with the reported hiring of a new, star-studded offensive coach, who is already turning heads across the NFL. This isn't just an off-season rumor. This is a full-blown, game-changing moment for Dallas, and we're going to unpack every single detail in this breaking news extravaganza. For those of you who might need a refresher on why this is such a big deal, let's talk about Christian McCaffrey, the player who could be the key to unlocking the Cowboys' championship potential. McCaffrey isn't just a running back. He's a generational talent, a dual-threat weapon who redefines what the position can do in today's NFL. He's an elite runner with the vision to find holes where none seem to exist, the agility to make defenders miss in the open field, and the burst to turn a short gain into a house call. But what sets McCaffrey apart is his ability as a pass catcher. Out of the backfield, he's a nightmare for linebackers and safeties, with soft hands, precise route running, and the ability to turn a simple check down into a chunk play. Since joining the 49ers in a mid-season trade in 2022, McCaffrey has been the engine of their offense, elevating them to new heights. In 2023, he led the NFL in scrimmage yards and touchdowns, earning Offensive Player of the Year honors and cementing his status as one of the game's premier playmakers. He's been a cornerstone of San Francisco's playoff runs, including their Super Bowl appearance in 2024, and his football IQ, work ethic, and leadership have made him a locker room favorite. So, why on earth would the 49ers even entertain the idea of trading a player of McCaffrey's caliber? The answer lies in the cold, hard realities of the NFL's salary cap and the 49ers' long-term roster strategy. San Francisco has built one of the most talented rosters in the league, but that talent comes at a cost. They're juggling massive contracts for stars like Nick Bosa, Deebo Samuel, Brandon Ayuk, and George Kittle, and they're gearing up to pay quarterback Brock Purdy a hefty extension in the near future. McCaffrey, while worth every penny of his $19 million per year contract, carries a significant cap hit in 2025 and beyond. With no guaranteed money left on his deal after this season, the 49ers have some flexibility, but they're also looking at a roster that's getting older and more expensive. General Manager John Lynch has openly talked about the need to get younger and shed some salary to maintain financial flexibility. The emergence of younger, cheaper running backs like Isaac Guerendo, a 2024 fourth-round pick, and the depth of the 2025 running back draft class have given the 49ers options. Add in McCaffrey's injury history. He missed 13 games in 2024 due to Achilles tendonitis and a PCL sprain, and it's not unthinkable that San Francisco might be willing to listen to offers, especially if the right package comes along. What makes this coaching hire so intriguing is its timing. The fact that it's happening alongside the McCaffrey trade rumors suggests a coordinated plan by Jerry Jones and the Cowboys brass to overhaul the offense from top to bottom. This isn't about tweaking a few plays or adding a new wrinkle to the playbook. This is about building a new identity, one that's aggressive, innovative, and built to dominate in the modern NFL. The new coach will likely have a major role in designing the Cowboys' offense for 2025 and beyond, working closely with McCarthy and Prescott to craft a scheme that maximizes the team's playmakers. If McCaffrey does end up in Dallas, this coach will have a golden opportunity to deploy him in ways that keep defenses guessing. Picture McCaffrey motioning out of the backfield, lining up in the slot, or taking handoffs on jet sweeps, all part of a scheme designed to exploit his unique skill set. It's the kind of vision that could make the Cowboys' offense unstoppable. The implications of these two moves, McCaffrey and the coaching hire, go far beyond the 2025 season. This is about building a culture of excellence, about making a statement to the rest of the NFL that the Cowboys are done settling for almost there. For years, Dallas has been a playoff contender, a team that's good enough to make noise but not quite good enough to break through. The divisional round losses have piled up, and the criticism has grown louder, too conservative, too predictable, too reliant on the same old formula. These moves suggest that the Cowboys are ready to change the narrative. They're willing to take risks, to shake things up, to go all in on greatness. It's a bold strategy, one that could either propel Dallas to a Super Bowl or flame out spectacularly. But for a franchise that's been stuck in neutral, that kind of ambition is exactly what's needed. The reaction from around the NFL has been just as intense. Current and former players have taken to social media to weigh in, with reactions ranging from shock to admiration. Some are skeptical, pointing to McCaffrey's injury history and the Cowboys' reluctance to make big trades in the past. Others see it as a masterstroke, a move that could make Dallas a legitimate Super Bowl contender. Even rival fans are begrudgingly acknowledging that a Cowboys team with McCaffrey and a new offensive mind would be a force to be reckoned with. Analysts are already breaking down the potential trade packages, with some suggesting Dallas could sweeten the deal with a player like safety Donovan Wilson or a future second-round pick. The consensus is clear. If this trade happens, it will send shockwaves through the league, reshaping the NFC playoff picture and putting the Cowboys squarely in the conversation with teams like the Philadelphia Eagles and Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Now, let's address the skeptics, because no rumor this big comes without questions. McCaffrey's injury history is a legitimate concern. He's missed significant time in 3 of the last 5 seasons, including 13 games in 2024. At 29, he's approaching the age where running backs often start to decline, and his $19 million per year contract is a hefty price for a player with that kind of risk. The Cowboys would need to be confident in his health and longevity, and they'd likely insist on a thorough medical evaluation before pulling the trigger. There's also the question of whether Dallas can afford to part with a first-round pick and potentially more, especially with needs on the defensive side and along the offensive line. And then there's the 49ers perspective. Would they really trade a player who's been the heart of their offense, even with his injury concerns and the financial benefits of moving on? These are valid hurdles, but they're not insurmountable. The Cowboys have the cap space to make it work, the draft capital to meet San Francisco's demands, and the ambition to take the risk. The coming days will be critical. Negotiations could heat up quickly, especially with the 2025 NFL Draft looming. The Cowboys might want to get a deal done before the draft to avoid bidding wars or complications with other teams. On the other hand, the 49ers could play hardball, holding out for a better offer or waiting to see how their off-season plans unfold. There's also the possibility that this is all a smokescreen, a strategic leak to gauge interest or distract from other moves. But the fact that multiple reputable sources are confirming the talks suggests there's real substance here. The NFL world is watching closely, and every tweet, every report, every whisper will be dissected by fans and analysts alike. For Cowboys fans, this is a moment to savor. The excitement, the anticipation, The possibility of something truly special, it's what makes being a fan so exhilarating. Whether the trade happens or not, the fact that Dallas is in the conversation for a player like McCaffrey and a coach of this caliber shows that the franchise is thinking big. They're not sitting back, content with mediocrity. They're hunting for greatness, chasing the kind of legacy that defines eras. Imagine McCaffrey breaking a 60-yard touchdown run in the playoffs, the crowd at a T&T stadium roaring like never before. Picture a young, innovative coach dialing up a trick play that leaves defenses stunned. These are the dreams that fuel Cowboys Nation, and right now, those dreams feel closer to reality than ever.